Everlong by Foo Fighters. What are we going to learn in this video? Well, we're going to learn how to play the intro with D major 7, a B sus2, G sus2, going back to the B sus2. We're going to look at how those same chords are then played on the heavier setting, which then goes into the lead part. With a 7th and 9th chord, and then going down to this G with a sharpened 4th. And then this octave part, which goes before the chorus. Slight variation before power chords. This is a B, G, and D5. B5, G5, D, A. All these parts can be played exactly the same on acoustic guitar. Of course, the acoustic version is legendary, so please use this video to learn those parts. Let's have a breakdown of all sections, every part in detail now. So I'm using my Boss Katana for this. It's on the Brown Sound amp setting. EQ's normal. Gains are only 4 out of 10. And that gives me this. What I like to do is use the coil splitting feature on my pickups, on my D'Angelico. Thank you, Ollie from OG Pickups, for that. And I'm on 5 out of 10 for volume, and that gives me this. But then I can increase that volume and do all this. All on the guitar, no amp switch needed. The first chord is a D major 7, which is 0, 9, 11. You could play these with your 3rd finger. I often find that the muting is easier with using my little finger. It especially helps when we go down lower to have that 3rd finger, but you use whichever is most comfortable for you to play 0, 9, 11. We then flatten off that 1st finger to also hit string 6 at the 9th fret. So 9, 9, 11 for a B sus2. Move this shape down to fret 5, which would normally be an A, but we're in drop D tuning. So 5, 5, 7, and then back to the D position at the 9th fret. Those chords are then played with the heavy setting. But of course we have this legendary strumming pattern to learn, which is just 8th strumming. It's just 8ths all down, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But, as Dave Grohl's famously said previously, he thinks about this rhythm part as a drum pattern. Either played on the kick drum and the snare drum, or on the toms and the snare drum. So it's all about the accents. Well, even though we're holding down 9 and 11 at all times and we're playing this chord, he's picking 0, 0, and then a strum. Same pattern every time. So this is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then on the second bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Think about it rhythmically, tap it out, think of it as a drum pattern. You know how this song goes. If you can't tap it, you can't pick it typically. For most people, try and tap it first and then you'll play it naturally. You know how this goes. So slight variation once we slide down to the G sus2. This is just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then the same on the B sus2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So just accenting on beats 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and slide 1 and 2 and the top. 2, 3, 4. Later that is played. That's my coil tapping pushed in and turned up to full now on the pickups. So this is then played heavier later in the song. One more time, a little slower. All wrists. Small motions, stay loose with the wrist, and you should be able to do that part. Practice with that part first on the G, and then that B chord, the second half of that if you struggle. Loop that and you'll get it. Then we have this second guitar part that comes in. It plays the same chords but heavier, starting off with single strums, with the slides, and then 8 strums, and then that part goes for the lead. That is 9, 11, and 9. Some people think this is just 9 and 11. I've seen that taught before. Either way, it's a personal preference, really. They all sound pretty similar when we're all turned up to full and playing loud. So the essential bit is 9 and 11. Little finger going down to 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's the essential bit. Flatten off your first finger if you want to play it how I think it's played. And then we briefly go to a G with a sharpened 4th, which is down here. Full chord would be like this, which is beautiful. But essential part, fret 6 and fret 7 on strings 3 and 4. I like to add in the 5th fret as well, and then back up. So it's twice up here, so once. And these are all, I'm relaxing my fingers, these are all short staccato. Little palm mute would help as well. That's once, do it again. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Slide down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and play the riff up here again. Then we have one of the best pre-choruses ever written. It's such a launch pad, and it uses an octave technique to make this sound huge, and the notes ascend to make it sound like a launch pad for the chorus. Very unusual, not a standard pre-chorus, this one. That's what makes it so fantastic, and it's played at frets 4 and 6 using this octave technique. You can do it with your 3rd finger or your little finger. I find my little finger's a little easier to get this mute with the 1st finger because it needs to be on the right angle. We need to mute string 6 by touching it with the tip of that 1st finger. We then play and sound out fret 4, which is a C sharp note on the A string, and then mute, 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 mute of the thinnest 4 strings. 1, 2, 3, 4, all muted. That's the technique you need to get down to be able to do the octave at the same time, which is at fret 6 on string 3. And it's kind of like, think about it as a power chord, but without the 5th, so without the 3rd finger, just do the octave. You guys can do that if you get the muting. And then all we need to do is watch your 1st finger, and we're going to see where that goes, and keep the little finger 2 frets away from it. And we go fret 4 with the 1st finger, this one 2 frets higher, 5, and then we do all 3 dots. 7, 9, briefly slide, and then back to 7. I'm playing this on one guitar, I really like to have string 6 ringing out throughout all that because it's all played over a D chord. And then we hit a flat first finger at fret 7, 7, 7, 7. Little finger still 2 frets higher, and that can stay on this string. And we can just slide this to make it a little easier. Still play it with 8s, but accent that bam, ba bam, ba bam. Just like the drums, just like you know how this song goes. That happens twice, exactly the same. On the third time, stay here at 9th fret, flat first finger, slide that down to the 5th fret, this one at 7, and then play a D power chord with the D ringing out. So on that final time, let's play all that section together and get to that part of the chorus from the pre-chorus. Here we go. Ready? 2, 3, 4. And final time, so it's different. Still just 8s, but with that accent. And a little push on these chords. So what's happening there? We go after here, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and. We got an early 1, which is on the and of 4. And it all happens after this. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 4 and 1, 2 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 4 and. This time, fret 9, 5 with the first finger, open, 7, finishing at 5, that was 9, 5, D power chord, 7 and 9. Should we do that together one more time? I think so. One last time, and that's all sections of this wonderful song. Ready? Final time. Whole chorus on its own. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's have a bit of a play through all those sections, one after the other, in order so you can put this together. I'm doing this on one guitar to show you how I would play it on one guitar. And let's start off with the clean sound, and then I'll go to the heavy. Join in with me. In 1, 2, 3, 4.